Most European business owners think their data is safe just because the server is sitting in Frankfurt or Paris. They're wrong. For over a decade, Europe's entire digital economy has been built on borrowed ground, leaving hospitals, banks, and governments vulnerable to legal shifts 5,000 miles away. In this video, we're looking at why Europe is finally ending its big tech addiction. We'll break down the legal loopholes of US hyperscalers, the massive funding pouring into local infrastructure, and most importantly, the actual European alternatives you can switch to today, from cloud providers to the phone in your pocket. It's time to talk about European strategic autonomy. The story starts in 2007 when Amazon Web Services, AWS, launched its first European storage offering. For years, the easy choice for European startups and governments was to adopt American cloud solutions. It was fast, it was polished, and it worked. But while Europe wrote the world's best privacy rules, like GDPR, it failed to build the actual infrastructure to host its own data. By 2025, the numbers were sobering. US tech giants controlled 70% of Europe's cloud infrastructure, while European providers held only about 15%. In some countries like Sweden and Finland, over 57 to 77% of public digital infrastructure, the very systems that run cities and government services, was running on foreign mail servers. This created a massive vendor lock-in, where switching became so expensive and complicated that many felt they had no choice but to stay. We have to clear up a common myth. Many companies think they are safe because their data is physically located in a data center in Paris or Frankfurt. This is data residency, but it is not digital sovereignty. The legal reality is that the U.S. Cloud Act allows American authorities to request access to data held by a U.S.-controlled entity, regardless of where that data is physically stored on the planet. This creates a jurisdictional backdoor where European data can be subject to foreign surveillance and sanctions. True digital sovereignty means that the hardware, software, and networks are governed exclusively by European laws, without any backdoors for foreign legal reach. As of 2026, this has become a baseline requirement for critical sectors like healthcare, finance, and the public sector. The stack starts at the bottom with the cloud. Europe now has several battle-tested titans that offer a real alternative to the big three. OVH Cloud, France, a massive full-stack hyperscaler with over 40 data centers. Hetzner, Germany, known for extreme performance and price efficiency, often costing a fraction of US competitors. Scaleway, France, a developer favorite that is focused on sovereign-by-design AI and serverless computing. A major milestone was recently reached with Gaia X Level 3 labels. This is a certificate that proves a cloud service is truly sovereign, meaning the provider is headquartered in the EU and not subject to foreign legislation. If the cloud is the foundation, the software is the part we actually touch. For every popular US service, there is now a credible European Pro version. Instead of Gmail, we have Proton, Switzerland, and Tuda, Germany, which offer end-to-end encryption by default, so not even the provider can read your mail. For businesses, Mailbox.org provides a full professional suite hosted on green infrastructure in Germany. For teams trying to ditch Microsoft Teams or Slack, there is Wire, Switzerland, or Element, UK. These tools are used by the French government and the German military because they provide decentralized or zero-trust communication that actually stays private. Office suites, Nextcloud, Germany, and CryptPad, France, are leading the way. CryptPad is especially unique because it is private by design. Even the server administrators can't see the spreadsheets or documents you are working on. Building a digital stack isn't just about where your data is stored. It's about the physical devices you hold and the standard software you use every day. Hardware and productivity tools are the front line of digital independence. 2025 and 2026 have been breakout years for the European Linux phone. Yola, a company born from former Nokia staff in Finland, has returned with Sailfish OS 5.0 and a new Yola phone. This device doesn't need a Google account, doesn't send background data to third parties, and even has a physical switch to turn off the camera and microphone. Meanwhile, community projects like Postmarket OS, Mobian, and Ubuntu Touch are maturing, allowing users to run actual Linux on their mobile hardware, treating it more like a computer and less like a tracking device. Then there's the Dutch electronics manufacturer Fairphone. Based in Amsterdam, Fairphone has been dubbed the most ethical smartphone in the world because they prioritize using recycled, fair trade, and conflict-free materials. Unlike mainstream phones that are often sealed boxes, the Fairphone 6 is built with a modular design. This means you can pop the back off with a fingernail and replace the battery, or use a simple screwdriver to swap out a broken screen or camera module yourself. By increasing the lifespan of a phone by just 2 years, we can reduce its CO2 emissions by 30%. While it runs Android by default, it is a favorite for those who want to de-Google their lives by installing privacy-focused operating systems like EOS. Germany has its own version of this called Shift, a family business that produces the Shift phone. They also follow a sustainable by design philosophy, avoiding planned obsolescence by allowing users to upgrade the phone's hardware and software themselves. When it comes to the software on your computer, the most common site of vendor lock-in is the Office suite. For those who need a full-featured suite that runs locally and offline, LibreOffice is the gold standard for European autonomy. LibreOffice is developed by the Document Foundation, a non-profit based in Berlin. It traces its roots back to a German suite called StarOffice from the 1980s. Today, it provides a free and open-source alternative to Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, known as Writer, Calc, and Impress. Because it uses the open document format, it ensures that your files aren't trapped in a proprietary black box. This is exactly why multiple European governments, including the Austrian military and various local administrations in France and Germany, have switched to LibreOffice to reclaim control over their official documents. The European stack also extends deep into how businesses and governments run their operations. Odoo, Belgium. This is a massive success story in the world of business software. It provides an open-source modular alternative to giants like Salesforce or SAP, allowing companies to manage everything from CRM to accounting and e-commerce in one integrated system. Typo3, Germany. When you visit a government website in Europe, there's a high chance it's running on Typo3. The German federal government and the government of Rwanda have both adopted it as their national standard because it allows for total control over web infrastructure without per-seat licensing fees. Whether it's a Fairphone in your pocket, LibreOffice on your laptop, or Odoo running your business, these tools prove that Europe doesn't just write privacy rules, it builds the high-performance products that make those rules a reality. The transition from dependency to sovereignty will take time, but the architecture for a digital Europe is finally standing. It's time to move in.